All systems are a go.
Confirming all systems are a go. Launching the podcast.
3, 2, 1.
This is Hello from Mars.
I would be lying if I didn't say that I contemplated getting all sorts of layered up coming down to the basement because it is blustery cold out. I mean, listen, I get it. I'm in upstate New York, the New England area. We are prone to just about anything, honestly. Tornado, hurricane, ice storms that take out entire areas. It's a just blessing to live here. I've had people actually ask me, like, if you don't like the cold so much, why do you still live here? And it's because, I don't know, my ancestors built their grounds here many, many years ago, and I got stuck here long before I was thought of. Some people like to leave their hometowns. I'm a homebody, and I'm a very family-oriented person, so here I am. Cold. But that being said, we sometimes we don't get really any snow at all in this area. Sometimes we don't get like super cold temperatures. I mean, there was a Christmas a couple of years ago. It was like 75. It was the weirdest thing ever. But I want that kind of weather to stick around. Instead, we've got some more snow on the way. It is what it is. That's just life in upstate. And if you don't live here, please tell me where you do, and please send some sunshine. Let's get into Tops and Pop this week.
Tops in Pop.
So I love this. Justin Timberlake has been all over the place right now promoting his new movie that is going to be on Apple TV called Palmer. I talked about that when it was first announced. The trailer looks really, really good, but, who needs another streaming service? Apparently, there's a whole thing where it's like the majority of people have like $47 a month in streaming services. Not me. I spent $1.99. I got that Hulu Black Friday deal, and that is where I stop. But so he has the new movie Palmer that is going to be coming out very soon. But Justin did tell Jimmy Fallon that he's got a new album in the works. He has been in and out of the studio quite a bit over the last few years, and he's never one to rush any kind of project, and he's been working with a lot of different people. So whether he's been working on producing stuff for them or working on stuff for him, I mean, clearly we now know there's something in the works. But he's even said that, that song Mirrors he had, he held on to that for like 4 or 5 years before he actually released it, which as a fan, I'm offended. Just release that shit, okay? Please and thank you. Also in the news, Machine Gun Kelly, he was the SNL musical guest this weekend. He and Megan Fox are constantly making headlines these days. And the rumor was that they were engaged. Then a paparazzi took a photo. Boom, there was a ring. They zoom on in. You know what that ring said? That ring said F you on it. That's what that ring said. So I think it's safe to say the rumors are just rumors and they want them to stop. So there's that. And Lady Gaga Oreos, they are a thing. They are hard to find. There's been like scavenger hunts online trying to find them. But I do know some people who have found them and they look gross. I'm just throwing it out there. They're bright pink with green frosting. It is nothing I want, but to each their own. So they're all based on her Chromatica album. So if you happen to come across them, you'll probably be able to sell them on eBay sometime soon. That being said, guys, that's the pop for the week. But I've got somebody coming in the studio who after we thought about it, I don't know the last time that we actually were in a studio together. It's been a long time. But if you followed me from the beginning, if you followed me from Afternoons on Fly, then you definitely are going to recognize this guy and his voice and all the times that he's made fun of me. So get ready for my guest this week. It's Shawn Gillie. Gillie is in the studio.
Yeah!
Yes.
Woo!
All right. No, I love this because I can't tell you how many times. I mean, if it's not you, it's Bill, and Bill's been on the podcast a couple times. But I have had way too many people be like, I really miss you and Shawn. And we haven't done anything.
It's been a long time.
I mean, when did you stop doing Traffic?
You know what? There's been a lot of vodka in my life since then, so I couldn't tell you.
I have had a concussion, so I don't remember anything at this point.
We're great. Where are we again?
We're a good duo.
It's been, I don't know, 4 years, maybe more.
Dude, it's been longer than that. Yeah, because I haven't been at Fly since the beginning of 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
right, so it's been
and you
5 years?
Shut up, it's been longer than that, I think, because you weren't my traffic guy, for a couple years before that.
That's true, yeah.
So, I mean, it's been
Wow.
potentially almost 10 years.
There has been a lot of vodka in my life.
How old are we, by the way? Like that's
29.
Yeah.
And the iPhone adds 25 pounds, by the way. And I'm slouching.
Yeah, just in case you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's crazy that's something that always comes back around. But I love it. Like, you know, not every person that ends up on the radio has people that can bring back things from 10, 15 years ago that they remember. And I have people that constantly are saying, I remember that time that, Gillie said this, or I remember that time, like when you played the yes or no game, or like that first time you had Nana on, like, I mean, all that stuff is really, really cool. So I feel very blessed to have a pretty cool following that for some reason like you too. But
well, that's just obvious, but no, it is cool because as you know, I mean, you could be on the radio and you be there every day, and then somebody...
And nobody knows your name.
Right. They'll call you and be like, is this, I'll be on. Is this Marissa? I'm like, I don't sound that manly.
Shut up.
But no, they have no idea. So, but I get people too going, man, I missed my drive home when, you two used to go at it, and...
we would.
Oh, yeah.
Is there something that specifically stands out that you remember from that, like that time?
I remember one time when it was like National Coming Out Day, and you tried to get everyone. You're like, Gillie, is there anything you want to say? And I'm like, yeah, Marissa, just know I love you no matter who you are, and I'm really proud of you. And you're like, wait, no. And then you just went into commercial.
Well, it was just like that other time. We were talking about American Idol, and I remember you loved, I think it was Casey James.
Oh, yeah.
And you were talking all about it, and it was almost like you forgot the mic was on. And you talked about like how hot he was or something, and you're like, this traffic report brought to you by... Oh, God. But what always killed me was... I never understood how people thought we were together for like the longest time. I'm like,
all the time.
Just like I did in your roast. I'm like,
yeah.
Would I really be dating somebody with a freaking Golden Girls tattoo? Can we give me a little bit more credit here?
Wow, everybody has their faults, okay? Wow.
But no, I mean, it's just, it was always funny because you would be talking about, I'm DJing at Waterworks. I'm like, there's so many giveaways.
Right. Like, well, people can be naive and, all right, they're dumb. Sometimes. They're just dumb sometimes. They don't get it.
But now, hey, if you didn't know.
Not you guys.
I mean, he's got a husband, so now you know. Yeah, flash that. Yeah. So you have a comedy show coming up, right?
It's in the works. I don't know if it's actually going to happen right now because a couple of people that wanted to do it are kind of on the fence. It's kind of hard.
It's weird. This is weird to try to do any kind of entertainment. Like,
well, the problem with that is, so if you do a Zoom comedy show, you either have to deal with a bunch of people talking at the same time on the mics, or if you mute them, there's no laughter.
Right.
So it'll be like when Marissa did my roast, and there was just like no laughter at all.
Oh, yeah? I got video proof, okay? I rock that shit.
All right. Anyway, moving on. So the goal was to do next Friday. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but if not, then there will be something because... I mean, I'm friends with a bunch of comedians, and we just miss it.
Yeah.
It's, God, I mean, I don't know when anything's going to change, but it's we need to laugh.
Yeah, for sure. Do you got in comedy a while ago. Do you remember what your first joke was?
I can't tell that on this podcast because times have changed and people are a lot more sensitive now. And that's the other thing too. We don't know what's going to be funny anymore or what's going to be offensive.
Yeah.
You just don't know anymore.
Can I tell you that's why? Because I did have a relatively good response when I did your roast. And I've always wanted to do comedy. But being in the public eye the way I have been, I didn't feel comfortable saying some of the things that we all know are funny. But because, I mean, I could say something so not offensive on the radio and have some old lady call me up and like bitch me out. And I'd be like, okay, but, we're talking about Chris Brown who beat the crap out of Rihanna.
Right.
Like,
I've always said that. I could say the sky is blue and there's somebody with a cloud over their house.
No, it is pink right now.
How
like
dare
the sun
you.
is setting and it is pink right this moment. No, it's so that's why I haven't, and I did really, really contemplate it when I was in Boston because I'm like, I'm in Boston, like just go on an open mic night. But I mean, I was alone all the time and I didn't know where anything was, so I was very hesitant. But yeah,
well, the other thing with radio too is, and I'm sure you've encountered this many times, people want you to do something wrong because they always think they're going to get something free out of it. They always think, oh, well, I'm offended, but if you give me these concert tickets or if you give me whatever. So, when I get on stage, I say stuff. I don't necessarily mean it. It could be something nice. I don't mean it. It's just for the punchline. You're at a comedy show.
Right.
If you don't want to laugh,
get the hell out of there.
Leave.
Yeah, you got to go in with an open mind.
Oh, yeah.
I follow Jeff Dye. Are you familiar?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
I freaking love him.
Did you see his tweet the other day?
Which one?
It was from the cab driver or the Uber driver.
No.
Sent a message saying, do you want conversation? Do you want to not talk? Do you want music? This and that. He's like, just let me know what your instructions are. And he said, this is why I have a 1-star rating. And he responded with, face down, ass up. And I was dying, but somebody out there.
You're right. Well, and you know what? He, I had noticed at one point, like his Facebook page, he has a ton of people, but I was getting more interaction on mine. So I just sent him a message one day and I was like, hey, I just wanted to give you a couple tips because I noticed he was just sharing a lot of stuff from Instagram or whatever, and he actually did write back.
Oh, nice.
Because I said if you respond to some of the comments, it gets more exposure or whatever to more people. I have so many fewer people on mine compared to him. It was just weird that he was getting 2 comments.
Right.
And he responded saying people are so sensitive that he almost never replies and just wants things to get posted so whoever sees them sees them. Sure. He almost doesn't care because the climate at this point is that people are so overly sensitive that he can post a joke and it's the most innocent thing. And you see this a million comments, and it's so sickening, honestly.
Well, go to a news site, go to Channel 13 or 10 or whatever.
I try not to.
No,
it's
I have to stop looking at the comments because they posted a story the other day about 2 veterans that died, and people were posting smiley faces. I was like, and my response was, what sick fuck?
I know.
Laughs at somebody who's dead,
Yeah.
But... So that did offend me. We're talking about offensive things, but it makes me wonder how Joan Rivers would do now if Lisa Lampanelli was still doing it.
How most of them would do.
Well, the thing is, we can say something that's offensive, but they would laugh maybe if Joan Rivers said it, or so people just I don't know. We live in a weird world right now.
We do.
Where people have got to lighten up. That's all.
But, I mean, now that I haven't really been on the radio in a minute, I have thought about the comedy thing again. So, I don't know. We'll see. If you need a special guest for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hey, you know what? If I do it, you should definitely do it. We'll give you a little notice.
That was the whole thing. When I did your roast, I wasn't.
That's
that wasn't
why
planned.
I'm on the show. Oh, for Christ's sake!
No.
Where's the exit?
No, but I was down in this basement, and I was doing laundry, and your roast was scheduled, and I had one joke after the other. I didn't edit anything. I wrote everything in my phone that night, and then I hit up Jennifer McMullen, and I was like, hey.
Of course, Jennifer.
So, she was hosting. I was like, hey, so just out of curiosity, would you like a surprise guest? And she's like, yes. And
thanks, McMullen.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, for all the years that you on the radio publicly
don't remember that at all.
This traffic report brought to you by Preparation H. You can hit up Marissa in the studio.
I have to read what's in front of me.
That was not in front of him. We never had a Preparation H sponsor for traffic.
You know what? I had different papers in front of me than apparently you did.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Just, the official log. But whatever. Whatever, Gil. So you also, we've all had a problem when it comes to work, when this whole, pandemic.
Horrible.
You have a traveling booking company that you have.
I started a travel agency. It's a home-based travel agency, but I started it 4 years ago. It was going great, and then COVID came in, and everybody's afraid to travel right now. How is
it though? Because you just came back from Brazil.
I came back from Brazil, and I got to tell you, the people of Brazil were more responsible than the Americans. There were people on the street walking with a mask, alone.
Right.
You couldn't go into a pharmacy, a grocery store, the mall, anywhere without them checking your temperature. It was so embarrassing because the gays I was with wanted it done rectally, and I was like, can we just go in and get the damn orange juice? Anyway, so there was that, but everybody was great. Everybody was really great. And you know what? I got some people that talked about it and had an issue with it, but I came back and I'm negative.
Yeah.
And, you can travel and be responsible. If you can be practice social distancing here, why can't you do it on a remote beach or, anywhere? And planes are the safest way to travel.
But you know what? I hear too many people with the whole COVID fatigue of like, I just don't wanna. I just want to go back to normal. And why do I have to wear a mask in the gym? And why do I have to wear a mask? If we were all doing the right thing this whole time,
right,
we would be in a such better position right now.
Oh yeah.
Businesses would be open. We wouldn't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff, and it wouldn't just be like we were talking on Facebook last night. It wouldn't just be the big my brain is not functioning.
The big department stores.
Because they're considered essential. That was the word I was trying to think of right there.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Don't joke. That could happen. I don't know. It gets triggered from a concussion. The essential businesses are the big ones that have been open, but we want all the little ones to open, and they just can't if people don't do what they're supposed to. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, and there's got to be, we've been dealing with this for almost a year now. And a lot of us small business owners, I'm a DJ, hint, hint.
If you need somebody to play your Zoom party.
Oh, yeah, thanks. That's what it's coming down to. But weddings are a roller coaster. I get a postponement or a cancellation, and then the next day I book the same date. So it's like, oh my God. But dancing, why can't you dance with a mask 6 feet from somebody? I
can't because I'll have an asthma attack. Cardio is not my friend.
You can dance in a chair. You can bob your head, I don't know. But anyway, there's just got to be a different approach. We're all tired, obviously, and it's been almost a year. Mm-hmm. But, I'm ready to live again.
Oh, dude, I'm so ready. I was just saying this the other day.
Weight.
When was the last time I saw you?
I don't even know. See,
I think it was. Oh, shut up! It was right before. I think it was right before the pandemic because I was home visiting.
Yeah.
I think it was right after Hartford. We were just talking about how I had that interview in Hartford and got the job or whatever, but I had just come from there. Mm-hmm. And I was telling you about it now that I remember because we were at Ted's Fish Fry.
Oh, that's right. Nana, right?
Yeah, we were with Nana. And that was a couple weeks before everything shut down.
Yeah. Yep.
So crazy.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I
got out of seeing Gillie for almost a whole year.
I know. See, positive things come from COVID. They really do. But no, I even had my whole life has changed. You know how much I love to travel.
I know.
And I had my radio job, my comedy clubs, my DJing job at Waterworks, weddings, parties. And then it's just now what do I do with myself?
Yeah, I think that's what's weird is the life of an entertainer. There is no form of entertainment really right now besides stuff like this,
right?
Or doing Facebook Lives or Zooms or whatever. To go from we're always so busy to go to a halting stop. It's so it's very uncomfortable.
Well, it's terrible,
terrifying.
And you go from all this stuff to, like you said, doing nothing. And I had to go out and get a real job. I'm not going to say where it is, but just in case they're watching this or whatever. But gay man got a job dealing with packages.
Shocker.
So but it's so weird having, and I know you got a real job too, and it's it's just so weird. I always prided myself on having a backup plan. Mm-hmm. Always had a backup plan if the radio job
I never wanted a real job.
No, God, no.
When I would get hurt, at Lowe's, and everybody be like, "Oh, there's Marissa getting hurt again." I'm like, I just want you all to remember, I talk for a living. I say stupid things that make people laugh 10 seconds at a time. Like I'm not supposed to be lifting steel, guys.
Oh, speaking of that, if anybody is watching from Lowe's, please send me the video. I want to put sound effects to it and send it to America's Funniest Home Videos.
Okay, we'll split that prize earnings.
Yeah, sure.
It's on video right now. It's my head, okay? Just for those who don't know, I had a 50-pound steel grate that hit me in the head.
I assume they knew.
Well, I mean, I haven't talked about it on the podcast officially yet, but it's been a little bit on social.
You can kind of reenact it with this.
No,
All right,
no,
fine.
because I'm starting to feel a little bit better. You know, the memory is the last kind of thing that's hanging on by a thread.
She doesn't even know where she is right now.
Who the hell are you? Where, like, because you do travel a lot, or you have.
Yes.
Favorite place?
It's hard to say because Iceland is definitely probably my favorite place.
You've been there a couple times.
Yeah, a few times overall, but I can't get enough of the Caribbean and the blue water and cruising.
2 years ago, right now, I was in Jamaica for work. And you know what? It rained like the whole time. It was like monsoon-like rains. And
wow.
I would take that right now over anything. Just to get me on a beach in a monsoon. I'll take it.
Facebook memories are a bitch.
They really are right now.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, I sat there.
I know.
Oh yeah. No. We were actually on a cruise last February. And then it was 2 weeks later, everything got shut down. And cruising has not resumed since.
Yeah.
And they just extended it through April, the end of April now. But we're supposed to be on a Mediterranean cruise in August. I don't think it's going to happen.
Which seems weird because, like, it's open, right?
Well,
or is it because the cabins don't have the air?
No, it's just because it's, you put 4,000 people on a little boat.
I've never been on a cruise.
Well, it's...
Sorry.
I
didn't realize there were that many people.
Well, between the staff and between the guests and everything, it's almost like, living in a little apartment in Manhattan. All those
Boston.
people have to share.
I don't know what that's like at all.
Yeah, no, it's... But they clean those things nonstop. So as soon as it opens, I'm there. Yeah. Just, give it to me. I don't care. Just let me have one last cruise.
One last hurrah.
Just throw me overboard.
That'll be my next comedy routine at Gillie's funeral.
Yes. I want to roast. Fill that casket with ice, put some bottles in there. Everybody comes up and takes a shot.
Oh, God. I'm not taking a shot out of your casket.
Why not? It's all ice. And then I want to be cremated. I want to be cremated.
Okay.
Because nobody ever walked up to a vase and went, oh, they did a beautiful job with it. Nobody ever looks at a vase and sobs.
I can already see you, like, being cremated and in the vase and looking from somewhere down below, going...
Oh, I want to be there. I want to be there.
Going... Man, I look so thin.
No. Oh, my God. Did you ever lay backwards? Like, oh, my God. I need them,
My double chin is gone.
No, but I want a showing, and then I want to be cremated. We just went from COVID to my last cruise to now I'm dead. Wow,
that's okay.
This is great.
I keep joking. I'm like, yeah, I'm the one person that during this whole thing, my gravestone was about to read, not from COVID, from Still Great. Like, what?
I'm so glad you're okay, though. I really am. From the bottom of my heart, because if I had to walk up to that casket knowing you got bumped in the head, I would have been like... And they would have thought I was crying, but it would have been like this. I would have had tears running down laughing.
I know. You are the one person when people get hurt.
Oh, God.
There isn't even like a second of like wondering if the person's okay. It's immediate, hysterical, fetal position laughter.
They haven't hit the ground yet.
No, and you hit the ground and you're like,
God. Oh my God. I think it's a disease. I don't blame myself.
No.
It's a disease. There's no reason, just thinking about it, there's no reason for me to laugh as hard as I do. And then when I compose myself, I do ask, are you okay? But it takes a lot.
It takes like 5 days.
It takes a lot to get there. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It's a sickness.
He's such a dick. Like,
it's a sickness. It's not just me. It's a sickness.
So you're going to have to let me know when the comedy show does happen.
And you'll have to do it too.
And yeah, I will. I mean, if I can come up with a few
writing.
minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have something saved because every once in a while I would like jot something down on my phone. But now it's probably racist or something for all I know. Like everybody always wants to do the imitation of my landlord from Boston, and I'm like, I don't think that I can do that publicly.
Well, see, that was the thing. When you've been to my shows, I don't make fun of one person or one type of person. I make fun of everybody. I make fun of myself. And I will say, when I did the Funny Bone in Albany many times, and they get a very mixed crowd. And I would tell a black joke, and the white people would be sitting there like,
I was like, is it okay to laugh?
And the black people would be doubled over because they have a sense of humor. And they're going there and they laugh, and they have some of the biggest laughs. So people just got to lighten up and laugh at everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we just came off of the Trump era, too. Let's not all get, political, but there's so much hate in this world,
I know.
too.
Everybody needs to laugh.
We got to recognize when it's hate.
Yeah.
And when we're joking and loving each other, but
agreed.
Yep.
So I want to do some bonus content with you. So stay where you are. But if you want to see that content, head over to the Facebook or the Instagram account. You just search Hello from Mars Podcast. Thank you for being a part of this.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Chew.
Great. Wow. Okay. Well, now I'm going to get hate mail. For you, actually. Oh, look at that. Now I got a new little special guest in the studio. Hi, Penny. Oh, thank you. My little dog sometimes just like runs around the corner. And boom, here she is. She's got a little fresh face cut. And she looks like a little stuffed animal again. Anyway, here, Penny, go on. If you want to check out the bonus content with Shawn, head over to the Instagram, head over to the Facebook. It's Hello from Mars Podcast. He loves to make fun of me for loving Hanson so much, but he equally loves the Golden Girls as much as I love them. And I think we all have our own things, right? So we talk about fandoms and some of the experiences that he's had because he's met some of them, the Golden Girls, before they passed away. So it's some fun stories if you want to go check that out right now on the socials. And we hit on something. Speaking of hit, we hit on something when we were talking, and it's something that I haven't talked about on the podcast. And honestly, it happened as filming and stuff had been going on for the last episode, but I did get a concussion. I joke about being accident prone all the time, and it comes off as like, oh, yeah, whatever, nope, never mind, Marissa's just getting hurt again. It's funny, and it is funny until it's not funny, because this situation was very much not funny. I had been working at Lowe's, and my project that I had been doing was like just breaking down a lot of steel and stuff. So heavy pieces of things. And, I had a week left there. And next thing you know, I was down on the ground. I'm like, holding on. I've got my gloves on. I'm picking up this grate that's on this shelf. And I heard the one above me. Somebody started moving that one, and I just could not react quick enough and get out of the way. And it just smacked me, boom, on the right side of my head. And I mean, I stayed in position. So that thing, like 50 pounds of steel, was just like being held up by my neck, basically. Yeah, I mean, it could have been a whole hell of a lot worse. I was wearing a ski cap, so I think that cushioned the blow a bit. I didn't have any like cut. I didn't have a fracture, just like bruising immediately. I didn't even have like major concussion symptoms in that moment, or even like a couple hours later. I think I had enough adrenaline going that I didn't feel anything for a solid 5 hours after. But yeah, it was a scary situation. Had I looked up, like a lot of people do when something is falling, it could have taken out an eye. It could have severely, pushed my nose in, or I don't know. Like, I think about everything that could have happened now, and I just realized that my life was totally on the line. And I feel very blessed and dare I say, grateful. I can joke about it now. It still sucks because I'm still feeling some after effects, but I can still joke about it. So I'm happy to be here, and that's what I have to say about that. But now you know the scoop of actually what happened, because like they say, you see your life flash before your eyes. I just saw steel grate. That's all I saw. So yeah, I guess it wasn't my time. That's what that means. Anyway, we're going to have more coming up from the Hello from Mars podcast next week. I'm looking forward to getting some more of you on. So if you would like to be a guest on the pod, make sure you send me a message. Maybe there's something that you want to talk about. I would gladly, try to get you on and have some fun with you. But you got to send me a DM. So do that on all the socials. Search on IG, search on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, I get messages there too. So I will see you guys next week. Be good to each other and stay safe. Oh, hey.